So glad to have along with us Dusty Lister. And we're excited for this first round matchup between Kearns and Timpanogos. These are two teams that really can muddle things up in the 4A classification. And let's first start with Timpanogos. Timpanogos a little upstart season. They're led by Josh Alpin. They have 4 players who all average about 8 points, but Josh Alpin is the point guard. He has the ability to hit long-range threes, and if he gets things going, Timpanogos will be very difficult to handle. And then Kearns, one of the most athletic teams you're going to see. They're led by Bushman Ebet. If you follow us on Twitter, you've seen his dunks and all the things this kid can do. He's an absolute athlete. Kearns, a lot of fun as they get up and down the floor. There's an interesting contrast of styles in this game between Kearns and Timpanogos. It'll be interesting to see which one wins out. Well, you know our teams and a couple things to look out for when we come back. It'll be opening tip-off. You are watching High School Rewind's coverage of the 2015 4A Boys State Championship Basketball Tournament, presented on live.ksl.com, deseretnews.com, and anytime on Xfinity On Demand. Tanner Meaves from Timpanogos and Kerr Quath for Kearns, and it's controlled by the Timberwolves. The floor with Connor Halford, hands off to Chase Pickett. Pickett working off the dribble, Pickett off the glass, and a rebound to Bushman Ebet. Ebet hands off to Martelise. Martelise back to Ebet. Martelise thought about 3 and hangs on, drop it inside. Trapped along the baseline, kick out for 3. Martelise, no. Bushman Ebet went in for the high fly and putback, couldn't quite get there. Now down the floor with Halford. Give it up straight away, Caden Brown. Brown sent in the corner. This is Chase Pickett. Hands up to Connor Halford. Pickett and Ebet have both been players of the game, a nudge player of the game during our basketball coverage, as Halford drives the baseline and lays it up and in. Outside with Quajian, and that ball knocked out of bounds and will stay here. Martelise will trigger the inbound. Early moments of this first round game. 3 on the way from Ebet, back rimmed, and we'll go the other way with Timpanogos. Timberwolves looking to build on their lead up the floor with Halford. Goes off the screen of Brown, sends out to Alpin. Alpin puts it on the floor, hard to the hole, along the baseline, jumper up and good from Tanner Melville. 4-0, Timpanogos. Martelise cross court to Ebet. Ebet put on the floor, terminates. And back to Martelise. Quajian hard to the hole, couldn't get it to go. Back rim both. Quick on the run with Halford. Into the corner, Alpin. Alpin lost the handle, and will stay here. Him out of the backcourt to Melville. Up the floor now with the Timberwolves. Halford, now Alpin. Alpin down the lane, floated up and score it. A crafty little shot there from Alpin. Now 6-0. And their ball stolen on the other way. Here goes Brown. Tracked down by Martelise. Oh, he hits the deck hard. Martelise with the foul. It'll be 2 free throws to Caden Brown. Brown hits the first and has 1 more. And the second rims out. A 7-0 run to start the game for Timpanogos. Off the screen, Martelise to Bushman Ebet, hands back. Martelise pulls up inside the arc. Long range 2, no. Halford with the board. Quickly down the floor, and that ball out of bounds. He thought it went off Ebet. The officials saying no, they're gonna get together. Let's see what they decide. The officials got together and decided there wasn't anything, none of them saw anything to change the call. So we'll stay with Kearns. Here's Ebet, kicks up top, Martelise. Martelise, oh, nice find inside. Quajian could not finish that. We got a foul.
We'll go back to the free throw line. Foul again called on number 13, Chase Pickett, his second personal.
Quath will go back to the line. Got the first, and Quath hits them both. 7-2, Timpanogos. The ball off Martelise and will stay here. Up the floor now with Halford. 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Here's Melville up top. Alpin swinging around. Lead up to Melville. Goes up with the alley-oop and lays it up and in. Melville now with 4 points. 9-2. Bushman Ebet can't get that first shot to go. Melville with the board. And Halford fouled by Journey Ebet Buba. Last time we saw Timpanogos, they really took it to Olympus. And Olympus, one of the better teams in 4A. They went up to Olympus and got a big win that night. Inside, and Quath is going to pick up the foul. He was up there pretty tall in the air, and Nate Hale draws the foul, and he'll go to the line to shoot two. Hit the first, hits the second. Up the floor. Martelise give up to Ebet. Ebet out of Quadjian, back to Ebet. Quadjian caught in the air, tried to get into Ebet, poked away, and Halford hits the deck and then turns it over. Alpin has it, he comes away with it. Ahead to Hale. Hale leaves it to Melville. Melville takes a shot, and he'll go to the line to shoot two. Talon Thomas comes back in the game as Melville rattles home the second. Up the floor now, Bushman Ebet, and Kearns trailing by 10. Ebet crossover. Quadjian steps inside the arc, can't get it to go. Rebound claimed by Kearns. Oh, swatted out by Melville. On the push now with Alpin. Melville very active here in the first quarter. 3 on the way, off the mark, and a rebound taken by Alpin. Alpin up top, Melville. Brown, transition to the corner, here's Halford, and he's fouled on the floor. And a foul will go against number 22, Talon Thomas. Halford up top of Coombs. Halford rotate back to the top. 3:15 remaining in the opening quarter. Halford on the dribble, sends out Coombs in the corner, Alpin. Couldn't get the shot off. And crazy exchange there. Coombs had the ball stuck to his hip. The coaching staff from Kearns wanted to travel. It was one of those tough ones if he had possession or not, but he was able to go from just beyond the free throw line to the bottom of the bucket and lays it up and in. Quath up top to Buba. Quadjian. Now Bushman Ebet will pull for 3. Back rimmed, and the rebound taken by Josh Alpin. Alpin on the push. Halford traveled, shuffled his feet, and will go the other way. Here's Quadjian. Floated up, and it rolls off. And the foul will be charged to number 11, Nate Hale. Hit the first. Misses the second. Tipped out, taken by Quath. Thomas along the baseline. Here's Ebet. Ebet, a series of moves, jump stop inside. I got a foul on the floor. A foul on Coombs. We're shooting a lot of free throws in the second quarter. We got 2:11 remaining in the first. Inbound to Ebet. Buba for 3, back rimmed. Quadjian could not handle the rebound and is picked up by Alpin. Here's Melville, got to get it across. They spread the floor out with just over 2 minutes. Here's Coombs up top with Alpin. Now Halford. Drop it in. Melville, turnaround Jay, back rim. And rebound taken by Quadjian. Now on the push with Kearns. Here's Ebet. Down the lane. Floated up, and he's fouled on the attempt. And it'll be 2 free throws coming away of Bushman Ebet. Bet made the first. And the second rolls off. The rebound claimed by Brown. On the push down. Oh, there's a steal by Ebet. Saves it in and picked up by Brown. Brown has that one poked away by Quadjan. Oh, and then we had a little push at the end, and Brown hits the deck. And we got a technical foul on Buba. 10-point lead for Timpanogos after the technical foul. Shots were missed by Alpin. 14-4. The lead for Timpanogos. Here's Alpin. Trap comes, gets it over to Coombs, back to Alpin. Melville on the baseline, reverse it up, and it rolls off. Rebound taken by Quadjan. Now on the push. Leaves it for Quath. And now Thomas up top, Quadjan. 1:10 remaining in the quarter. Buba. Thomas now over to Ebet. Ebet back up to Quadjan. Now Thomas in the corner. Buba will pull for three off the mark. Ebet goes up, gets the board. Pump fake, goes into Coombs, has it slapped away. And it'll be a foul on the floor. That's a 16 foul on Timpanogos. Both teams will be in the penalty second quarter. Inbound in Ebet. Ebet floated up short, goes back up and tips it up and in. His first field goal and a welcome sign for Kearns. Halford hands off to Alpin. And now going to try to drain this down, take the final shot with 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Melville. Cross court to Alpin. Back to Melville, in the corner to Coombs. 15 seconds. Now Alpin with 10. 7 seconds. 5 seconds. Alpin trying to create and gets bailed out the foul call. That'll be the second foul on Buba. It'll be 1-on-1 free throws for Josh Alpin with 3.4 remaining. And misses the second. Rebound Ebet. 2 seconds, 1 second. That'll be well short. And now do it for the first quarter. At the end of one, it's Timpanogos 15, Kearns 6. It'll be Kearns ball to start the second quarter. In the front court with Martelise on the angle with Bushman Ebet. Held to 3 points in the first quarter. Martelise leaves it on the baseline to Thomas, dropping inside. Quadjan goes up and lays it up and in. His first points of the game. Probably not his three. Alpin. Cross court Coombs on the baseline. Melville goes up and one. And the strong first quarter for Tanner Melville continues. He'll go to line looking for the three-point play. The +1 for Melville. Up the floor now with Martelise. Martelise out to Ebet. 18-8 the lead for Timpanogos. Martelise steps into a three. Martelise buries the long-range tray. A welcome sign for Kearns. 18-11 Timpanogos. Here's Halford. Gets past Ebet in the corner. Coombs for three. Off the mark. Rebound. Controlled by Martelise. Try to get that ball ahead. Made a foul on the floor. First free throw good. The second rolls in as well. Martelise. Quadjan. Tracks it down. Here's Ebet. Martelise got stuck. He was going to pull for three. Alpin was right there. And then went to throw it inside. Nothing there. Up top with Halford. Alpin in the corner, Melville. Drop it inside to Brown. Brown will jump it up short. Rebound taken by Quath. Quath put in the hands of Bushman Ebet. On the push now. Here's Quadjan. Now Martelise. Up top with Thomas, Quadjan, now Martelise. Martelise thought about three, give it up to Thomas who pulls for three. Back rimmed, rebound to Quadjan. He goes back up with it, it's short. Rebound tipped out, now taken by Melville. He'll slow up and give it up to Alpin. 5.5 remaining in the half. Alpin working on Ebet. Send out to Halford, saved in to Thomas, now ahead to Quadjan. He's got Ebet on his left, Quadjan down the lane, floated up and he's fouled. And he'll go to the line to shoot two. Got the first and the second. 7-point game, Timpanogos 20, Kearns 13. 5:15 remaining in the second quarter. Halford up top to Alpin. Alpin now trapped by Ebet and Quadjan. Probably got a ways to travel there. Brown give it up Halford. Halford has the ball slapped away by Ebet. Ebet on the push. Here's Quadjan. Quadjan goes right at Alpin. And we're still waiting for, yes, it's going to be a block. Block on Alpin. And it'll be Quadjan going to the line to shoot two more free throws. As Kearns has climbed back into this thing, Timpanogos 20-15. Went up by 10 a couple times. Cross court, Halford just able to keep his feet in. Try to draw the foul, Melville corner three, back rim, tipped out by Ebet, tracked down by Halford. Halford to Alpin for three, back rim and rebound claimed by Martelise. Ahead to Bushman, Ebet, and a chance for a little showtime. No, lays it up and in. Probably got a little too excited there, but he lays it up and in. And then 5 points for Bushman. 3-point game, 20-17. Alpin has that ball ricocheted to Pickett. Pickett along the baseline. Drives hard to the hole. And we have a foul on the floor. Did he step out of bounds? They're going to say no foul. The second goes in and out as Pickett hit the first. And it's a 4-point game, 21-17. Timpanogos has led from the beginning. Halfway through the second quarter. Here's Ebet. Ebet down the lane. Leaves it underneath. And then a charge call. So Timpanogos looking to push their lead back up. That's the first foul on Ebet. 10th team foul on Kearns. Halford over to Alpin. Back to Halford. Three and a half remaining in the second quarter. In the corner, try to drop it inside, but Ebet steps in front, picks it off. Ebet sends it ahead. Hard to the hole, floated up, and scored. How Wada got that ball over the top, I'm not sure. And then there's a travel on Halford. So turnover, and we'll go back to Kearns with a chance to tie or take the lead. Quick inbound to Ebet. Cross court Wada. Now back to Ebet. Ebet off the screen, terminates, drop it inside, mishandled. That's out of bounds off of Brown. No, they're going to say out of bounds off of Dara Mike. Then we'll go the other way with Timpanogos. 2:54 remaining in the second quarter and a 2-point lead for Timpanogos. Here's Alpin. Now Halford. Drop it inside, Brown. Jump it up, leaves it short. Melville with the board. Goes back up short, tips it back up. No, his third attempt is good. Tanner Melville with 10 points. 3 on the way from Martelise. Way downtown to Martelise. Hits his second 3-ball. And then nearly with the steal. 23-22. 2:10 remaining in the second quarter. Timpanogos clinging on to a 1-point lead. Their 10-point lead has been dwindled down to 1. High post Melville kicks back out Alpin. Here's Halford. Now high post Melville, leaves along the baseline to Brown. Drives the base, goes up, can't finish, goes back up, can't get it. And now a foul on the putback. It'll put Brown at the line to shoot 2. And it's back, and it's now a 3-point lead for Timpanogos, 25-22. Up the floor now. Here's Ebet. Can Kearns hang on with Martelise, who's drilled 2 threes for them? Can they stay in this ball game offensively? Wada pulls for 3, well off the mark, and a rebound grabbed by Timpanogos. Pickett hands over to Halford to bring up the floor. Here's Pickett on the angle. Now Brown, oh nice find inside. Melville reverse it up. And then a late whistle on Thomas as he thought he had a block. It'll put Melville to the line to shoot 2. The second, good as well, has got 14. Quick up the floor. Quadjan off the screen. Down the lane, off the window, no. Wada with the board. Gives up Ebet. Ebet thought about 3. Hangs on, oh nice find inside. And an easy 2 for Daramika. 50 seconds remaining in the half. Cross court to Pickett. 27-24 our score. Brown looked inside. He'll drive inside. Fold it up and score it. 29-24. Quick down the floor. Quadjan kicks out to Thomas. Mika was coming to set the screen. Thomas passed it to him and went out of bounds. But he changed his mind. 30 seconds now remaining. Timpanogos probably take the final shot of the half. Up the floor now with Alpin. Here's Melville. Cross court, Alpin. Ebet waiting for that. He couldn't quite get to that pass. Here's Melville, have an outstanding first half. High post, kick back out. Melville cross court to Alpin inside of 10 seconds. Alpin will drive the lane, kick out to Pickett. And Pickett buries the 3 as time expires in the first half. A clinical first half from Timpanogos, and they go into the locker room with a 32-24 lead over Kearns.
High School Rewind is excited to have Nudge as our Player of the Game sponsor. Nudge is one of the fastest growing companies in Utah Valley. With over 500 employees, Nudge is one of the largest contributors of volunteer community outreach programs. To learn more about Nudge and their program, visit www.nudge.com.
Start with the Timberwolves in the second half as they're up by 8. Had that lead trimmed down to 1 and then pushed it back up for the end of the half. Alpin being hounded by Ebet and Quadjan. Down the lane, Brown has that ball picked up by Martelise. Martelise on the push. Terminates cross court, Quadjan. Hands back to Martelise. He drops it to Quaff. Gets it back in the corner, pulls for 3. Lips out, and the rebound grabbed by Pickett. Cross court to Alpin. Pickett terminates, is hanging on. Inside Melville with the flyby and almost got the and 1. He'll go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Melville back at the line. Hits his free throws and it's a 10-point game, 34-24. Down the lane, Quadjan has that block taken by Brown. On the push. Halford comes with a jump stop, kicks out to Alpin. Alpin in the corner, 3 on the way from Pickett. Downtown, Pickett buries the triple. And it's now a 13-point game. Up the floor with Kearns. Had a hard time getting the offense moving initially. Kick out Ebet for 3, and Ebet buries the 3 ball, and that's a welcome sign for Kearns. It is now a 10-point game, 37-27. Timpanogos has got this offense moving, looking a lot like the game against Olympus that we had earlier in the year on High School Rewind. Pickett traveled before he put the ball on the floor. We'll go the other way with Kearns.
Working around. Here's Quadjin back up top to Martelise. Now Martelise. 5:35 remaining. Quath will jump from the free throw line, and Quath hits the jumper. His first field goal of the game. And now an 8-point game, 37-29. Halford. Cross court, Alpin. Alpin drives, leaves it back for Brown. Brown, pirouette down the lane, blocked by Quadjin. Up the floor, Martelise. That ball saved in, hard to the hole. Put it up and crawls in. Nice take and finish by Buba. Halford being hounded, and he looked like he nearly stepped out of bounds. And timeout taken by Timpanogos. 5:04 remaining in the third quarter. Timpanogos 37, Kearns 31. Out of the timeout, inbound into Halford. 5 minutes remaining in the third. Halford terminates, sending out to Alpin. Alpin had that ball poked away by Ebet. Ebet staying with him. Alpin terminates, and as he swung the ball through, they got to travel on Alpin. Thought that was to be a foul on Ebet, and that would have been a wrong call, but the miss official got it right. Martelise, high post to Quath. Kicks back up top, Martelise. And now along the baseline, Quadjin couldn't get to it. That ball was well too out of his reach. 6-point lead for Timpanogos. They can look to extend after the turnover from Kearns. Up the floor, Alpin in the corner, Pickett for three. That goes in and out on the rebound. A foul on the rebound against Caden Brown. And that'll be the second team foul on Timpanogos. The floor we go with Bushman Ebet and the Cougars. Here's Martelise. Quadjin. Now to Buba. Buba over to Quadjin. Quadjin on the baseline. Too strong, and the rebound taken by Melville. Ebet trying to bait an outlet pass. Cross court to Halford. Halford kicks out to Alpin. Alpin leaves it a high post to Melville, and the J is good. Melville having the game of his life. 16 points. Over to Martelise. Now Ebet. Ebet pulls for three, back rim. And the rebound still loose, and then grabbed by Pickett. 39-31. Timpanogos looking to put it back, go back up by 10. Melville. Cross court, Alpin. In the corner, Pickett. Pickett will drive hard to the hole. Can't get it to go. Brown tips it up. No. Rebound still loose. Taken by Alpin. Alpin has slapped away by Ebet. And then taken away by Martelise off Ebet's foot. And will stay with Timpanogos. After the missed opportunity from Kearns, it'll be Timpanogos ball again to go back up by 10 or 11. Halford. Splits the defenders. Kick out Alpin for three. Josh Alpin from downtown. His first three, he's got 6 points. Timeout Kearns. 2:40 remaining in the third quarter. Timpanogos up 11, 42-31. Out of the timeout. 2:40 remaining in the third. Martelise gives it up to Ebet. Back up top, Martelise. Gives it to Ebet off the curl, float it up and score it. Kearns' players have got to realize you got to run the ball through Ebet. Quick on the other end, Alpin couldn't get it to go. Quick on the push now with Buba. Buba gives it up, Quadjin gets around the defender, couldn't get it to fall. Got bodies underneath the floor, underneath the hoop, quickly down the floor. Alpin lays it up and in. Ebet had stayed to help Quadjin, who had hit the deck on the drive. I don't know if he thought a foul was called or what, but he stayed down the floor. And it's now an 11-point game. Ebet drives, has the ball slapped away, kicks it back up top. Martelise along the baseline. Quath reverse it and score it. 44-35, quickly on the run. Here's Melville. Kicks up top to Alpin. Alpin leaves it to Melville. He lost the handle. And we'll go back to Kearns. Here's Ebet. Near side, Martelise. Give it up to Quadrin. Ebet. Yet to see him get loose. Martelise for three, off the mark, and a rebound claimed by Josh Alpin. Alpin on the push. Give it up to Pickett. Back up top, Alpin. And here is Halford. And Timpanogos is going to sit back and run down this clock to the final minute of the third quarter. Going to eat the last minute 5 as they're holding on to a 9-point lead. And nothing to force them to put the ball up or do anything. Here's Caden Brown. Kick out to Alpin. Buba with him. Alpin drives down the lane, floated off the glass, no. Rebound taken by Ebet. Ebet on the push. Ebet down the lane, around the defender, lays it up and in. Bushman Ebet has got things going a little bit here as he enters. He's got 12 points, and now a travel from Halford. It'll be Kearns ball with 12.9 seconds in the third. 7-point lead for Timpanogos. Kearns can cut it down to 5. Ball in the hands of Buba, near side Martelise. Buba cross court to Bushman. Martelise for three is hit on the shot. Couldn't get it to go. And that'll do it for the third quarter. At the end of 3, Timpanogos 44, Kearns 37. Start the fourth quarter with Kearns. Martelise inside. Quadrin lays it up and in. 5-point game, 44-39. Alpin. And then the foul. Up top, Halford. Halford up top, ball poked away. Will stay here with Timpanogos. And a steal by Bushman Ebet. Ebet on the push. Ebet thought he'd get the call on the contact, no call. Quickly on the push now with Alpin. Alpin leaves it to Melville, and Melville with the flyby lays it up and in. 18 points now for Tanner Melville. Ebet down the lane. Send out to Buba, back inside to Quath. Quath fall away, Jay, no. And Quath will go to the line to shoot 2 on the foul. 46-40, Timpanogos clean to a lead. 6:50 remaining in the fourth quarter. Up the floor, Martelise got to be careful not to pick up that fourth foul. Here's Hale in the corner. Kick it up top with the Pickett. Now in the hands of Halford. Halford working on Ebet. Halford give it up Melville. Outside to Alpin. Only hit 1 3. He's got 8 points. Alpin rotates to the top. Martelise out there with him. Martelise got to be careful. He's got 3 fouls. Try to drop it inside. Hale couldn't get to it. Turnover. And we'll go back to Kearns. Down the floor with Bushman Ebet and the Kearns Cougars. Here's Buba. Give it up to Ebet. Up top, Martelise. Martelise lob it up. Bushman Ebet went with the left hand and couldn't quite throw it down. That would have made our top 5 plays. Even Vince Francis would have thrown that in. Here's a steal and a chance at a top 5 play. Bushman Ebet with a 2-handed flush. Didn't get the left-handed alley-oop. He gets the steal and the dunk. And timeout, Timpanogos. 5:45 remaining in the fourth quarter. Full timeout. Full court pressure from Kearns. 4-point lead for Timpanogos. Up the floor with Alpin. Bushman Ebet with him. Here's Pickett. Pickett reverses out. And we'll hand back to Alpin. Down the lane, Alpin leaves it to Melville. Melville kicks it out to Pickett. Now in the corner, Alpin drop it inside Melville. Melville send out to Halford. Halford will pull from the free throw line, back rim, no. And then a foul on Halford. Foul on Halford on the floor. It'll be Kearns ball. Kearns basketball, 5:03 remaining in the fourth quarter. Ebet walks into the front court. Hands off Martelise. Ebet got things going now. 14 points for Bushman Ebet. Martelise comes near side. Back to Quadgen. Quadgen will pull for long range 2. And the rebound to Melville. Ball really needed to get back in the hands of Bushman Ebet there. Quickly down the floor. Drop it inside, stolen by Quadgen. He couldn't stay in bounds and will stay with Timpanogos. Don't know if it's someone in the game plan to take long possessions or what, but he hasn't scored for a little bit, and he's gotten the ball a couple times near the hoop. Alpin sends out Pickett. Pickett drives the base, can't finish. The ball goes back into his hands and kicks it out to Melville. Back in the corner, Pickett drives base. Goes back up, reverses and scores. Beautiful take and finish by Pickett. And it's back to a 6-point game. Send out to Buba. Buba, the ball kicked out of bounds by Melville and will stay here. Inbound Martelise. Martelise inside. Quadgen lays it up and in.
Roy Quadgen with an assist from Martelise.
The ball's tipped by Ebet, saved in by Ebet to Buba. He couldn't save it in. Out of bounds off a Hale and will stay with Kearns. Inbound into Quadgen. Brown hits the deck. No call on either way. Turnover, and down the floor we go with Timpanogos. Up the floor with Pickett. Pickett send out to Halford. Trying to stay in bounds and just does. Timeout called by Timpanogos with 3:31 remaining in the fourth quarter. And it'll be a 30-second timeout. And he'll inbound back court to Pickett. Melville will drive. Terminates, kicks up to Halford. Halford had that ball poked away by Ebet. Buba gives chase. Buba will now take it in and lay it up. No, but Bushman's there to clean it up. Bushman Ebet with the board and bucket, and it's 48-46. Alpin down the lane. Floated up, no. Rebound taken, and now a foul on Alpin. And that'll be the fourth team foul on Timpanogos. Kearns can tie or take the lead on this possession. We'll go up the floor with Ebet. And now he hands off Martelise. 2:45 remaining in the fourth quarter. His possession has to go through Bushman Ebet if you are Kearns, and if Timpanogos needs to know that as well. Here's Quadgen. He terminates. He goes cross-court Buba. Up top, Martelise. Quath comes out to set the screen. In the corner, Quadgen. He'll drive baseline, reverse out, back into Martelise. Quadgen. Now Bushman Ebet. Ebet will pull for the lead. Back rim and a rebound. Taken by Caden Brown. Brown now trapped on the baseline. Here's Halford. Kearns trapping Ebet with the steal. Ebet kicks up the Quath. And timeout Kearns. Kearns just will not go away. 2:01 remaining in the fourth quarter. Full timeout will take it with them. Out of the timeout. 2-point lead, Timpanogos 48-46 over Kearns. Martelise over to Bushman Ebet. Along the baseline. Hard to the hole and in. Quadgen has had now standing fourth quarter. Bushman Ebet almost with another steal. And now timeout Timpanogos. They have one timeout left after this. And we're tied at 48. 1:42 remaining in the fourth quarter and a full timeout taken by the Timberwolves. Out of the timeout, up the floor with Timpanogos.
Down the lane, send out Pickett for three. Off the mark, and a rebound grab by Martelise. Ahead to Buba. Buba with Timberwolves chasing. Buba lays it up and in, and Kearns takes their first lead of the game. 50-48, Kearns. 1:15 remaining in the fourth quarter. Up the floor with Alpin. Alpin terminates, that's the ball slapped away by Ebet. And it'll be a foul, and it'll be a second personal. Only the third team foul on Kearns. Inbound to Pickett, over to Alpin. 1:05 remaining. 1 minute now remaining. Alpin in the lane, send out Pickett. Pickett reverses out, here's Alpin. Into the corner. Halford for the lead. In and out, tipped up, and the rebound, still loose. And out of bounds off of Kearns. We'll stay here with Timpanogos. 47.3 seconds remaining in the fourth. Timpanogos fans just below us. Caden Brown holds on, back to Pickett, nearly picked up by Ebet. Pickett down the lane, swatted away by Quath, and it was out of bounds. Thought Martelise might be able to save that one in. And it'll be inbound along the baseline for Timpanogos with 41.3 remaining. Caden Brown inbounds to the backcourt to Pickett. Pickett gets it to Alpin with 33 seconds remaining. Down to 30 seconds. Melville holds on, back to Halford. Ebed picks up the foul. He tried not to, got the bump. It'll be the fourth team foul. That's the third personal foul on Bushman Ebed. Inbounding, Ebed with the steal. No, Alpin got it. Coming on the other way, Alpin gives it up. Melville goes up, and it's good. Melville off the glass. 15 seconds remaining, tied up at 50. Down to 10 seconds. What a time for Melville to get to 20. We got down to 5. Hands back Ebed. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. Ebed for the win. Back rim. And that won't count even if it went by Quath. We are heading to overtime. Tanner Melville drives the base, lays it up and in, and it sends us to OT. The second time here in the 4A first round. We're tied at 50, heading to the extra session. And it's in the hands of Buba. Buba hands back to Ebet. A big comeback from Kearns in the fourth quarter. Ebet sends back Buba up top of Martelise. Kearns trailed by double digits multiple times, and they came storming back. Ebet swatted away by Brown. Gets the ball. Now on the other side, into the corner. Buba pulls for three. Well too strong, and a rebound taken by Pickett. He hands off to Halford, and up the floor we go with Timpanogos. Up top with Halford. He terminates. Near side with Alpin. Quadrin with him. Quadrin was expecting the trap to come from Martelise. Martelise didn't show. Kick out. Just got that through the hands of Buba. And Pickett, the ball is out of bounds off of Buba. And will stay here. The flow of Timpanogos offense has somewhat gone away. They took the air out of the ball, taking long sets. Some of what we're seeing here, but a little bit longer delays. And has kind of lost the rhythm they had. Halford for three, that goes in and out, and Quadrin with the board. Quick up the floor now, Ebet. 1-3-1 shown by Timpanogos. Martelise sends over to Quadrin. Back up top, Martelise. With 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. Kearns now wanted to take a long possession. They're trying to milk this thing down. Quadrin hands back Ebet. Now Martelise along the baseline to Quadrin. Back up top, Martelise. Now to Quath. Quath will jump it. No. Rebound loose, out of bounds off of Melville, and will stay with Kearns. Martelise the trigger. Gets it in Buba. Here's the Quadrin. Back up top, Buba. Over to Ebet. Ebet will drive the base. Terminates, and we got a foul on the drive on Brown. That's only the 15th foul on Timpanogos. It's 5 fouls on Timpanogos, 4 fouls on Kearns, and the possession arrow belongs to the Timberwolves. Martelise inbounds Quadrin. Jump it up, and it comes off. Rebound taken by Halford. Halford, and he traveled. Took the jump step, and his feet didn't come down together. And we'll go back to Kearns. His feet didn't come down together, and then he took a step after the jump stop. Inside of 2 minutes remaining, Martelise sends out to Ebet. Back up top to Quadgen. And he hands off Martelise. Minute 50 remaining. Here's Ebet. Now Quadgen. Martelise thought about it, goes to Ebet for three. It goes off, still off the rim, and the rebound then claimed by Buba. Buba will go back to the hole, left hand, no. Quadgen with the board, swatted away by Brown, and that'll be his 5th personal foul. It'll be 2 free throws to Quadgen as Brown is done. Quadgen made the first. And the second, 52-50. Full court pressure still on from Kearns. They want to keep Timpanogos sped up. Ebet will guard Alpin up the floor. Alpin hands back to Melville. Melville drive the lane, put it up, and one! And that could have been basket interference. No bucket as Caden Brown hit the rim. Caden Brown came in for a cleanup, wipe off the bucket. It'll be a 2-shot foul for Tanner Melville. Melville hit the first. And lips out the second, and the rebound to Martelise. How big is that basket interference? Up the floor now with Ebet. He's trapped. Ebet sends it over, nobody home. Martelise tracks it down and gets it across to Buba. Timeout taken by Kearns. They'll have 2 remaining after this one. 1:02 remaining in overtime. Kearns 52, Timpanogos 51. Inbound into Martelise. Guarded by Alpin. Martelise gets it up to Quadgen. Quadgen inside to Quath. Quath is fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Quath missed the first, has got one more. Back rims a second, and rebound grabbed by Alpin. 50 seconds remaining. We'll come down the floor with Timpanogos. Alpin with the blow-by. Alpin off the glass, and it crawls off. Rebound taken by Martelise. No foul called on the contact underneath. Here's Bushman Ebet. Ebet trying to dribble his way through, and that's number 5 on Caden Brown. 53-51, Ebet hit the front end. And back rims the second, rebound claimed by Halford. Timeout taken by Timpanogos. They'll have one more remaining. They'll have to put time on the clock, I think. We'll figure it out. 28.2 on the clock right now. Left in overtime. Inbound in to Timpanogos with a chance to tie. 25 seconds remaining. Alpin up the floor. He just had the layup lip out on him, and he could have tied earlier. Melville's the leading scorer with 21 points. Melville hard to the hole. Couldn't get to go. Hale with the board, and Hale is fouled by Quath. It'll be 2 free throws for Hale with 14.4 seconds remaining in overtime. Back rims a second, gets his own rebound. Hale goes back up with a swatted away by Ebet. Ebet with the big block, and it'll be Timpanogos ball underneath with 11.5 seconds remaining. Lob in to Alpin, just got past Ebet. In the corner, Halford, 7 seconds, 5 seconds. Underneath, Hale lays it up and in with 4 seconds. Kearns has not taken a timeout, and they still won't. No timeout, this will count if it goes. Kearns did not use a timeout. They had 2 remaining. They didn't take a timeout to set anything up, and we are heading to double overtime. Our second 4A first-round game to go to double overtime. Third time in this game, and the tip is controlled by Martelise and the Cougars. Here's Bushman Ebet. He has 17 points on the day. Here's Ebet back up top, Martelise. Martelise terminates back to Ebet. Look inside the Quadgen. Quadgen over the top of Hale, and Quadgen now with 17 points. Took him a bit to get going, but Quadgen has turned it on in the second half. Down the floor with Alpin. Hard to the hole, Coombs gets away from Buba, adjusts his shot and puts it up and in. All tied up at 55, back down the floor with Ebet. Ebet to Quath, back to Martelise, over to Buba. Back to Martelise. Martelise over to Ebet for 3. Off the mark, Quadgen with the board.
That ball kicked by Alpin. It will stay right here. Inbound to Martelise. 3:05 remaining in double overtime. We had our first game of the day go to double overtime. The ball's tipped along the sideline. Quadjan back up top, Martelise now to Buba. Buba will pull for three. Buba off the mark. Quath with the board, goes up, can't get it to go, tipped up by Hale. Quath still has it, saves it in, and it is out of bounds off of Kearns, and will go with Timpanogos. 2:47 remaining in double overtime. Timpanogos a chance to get a lead. They led most of this game all the way until late in the fourth quarter. Coombs has that ball knocked out of bounds by Ebet. Lob inside. Pickett reverses and scores, and Timpanogos takes the lead, 57-55. Up the floor now with Ebet. Martelise in the corner to Buba. Back up top, Martelise, now Ebet. Ebet working on the dribble. Kicks out Martelise. And he'll reset the offense. Martelise fall away, thought he'd get the call, does! Antoine! Oh, what a shot by Martelise! He hits the three, plus the foul. He'll go to the line looking to give Kearns a 2-point lead. Martelise for a 2-point lead. Back rim, and rebound to Coombs. 2 minutes remaining in double overtime. Kearns 58, Timpanogos 57. What a classic here in the first round of the 4A state tournament. Melville drives the base and is fouled. Knocked down the first, has one more. This one for the lead. And Hale buries them both, 59-58. Up the floor with Martelise, 1:40 remaining in double overtime. Quadjan, cross court Martelise. Now Bushman Ebet, down the lane, floated up, off the glass and in. Bushman Ebet now with 19. Quickly down the floor with Alpin. Alpin has a ball poked away by Buba, and will stay here. It'll be inbound along the baseline. Izzy Engel, the head coach of Timpanogos. I think this game has taken about 10 years off of his life. It has been a stressful end of this ball game, and through double overtime. He's lost the suit jacket, he's rolled up the sleeves, and he's coaching as hard as he can. Outside in the corner, Alpin for three, off the mark, and a rebound taken by Quath. Quath give it up to Quadjan. Quadjan gave it up to Martelise. Thought that ball was gonna get poked away on that pass. 1 minute remaining in double overtime. A 1-point lead for Kearns. Martelise up top, we got a timeout taken by Kearns. 57.9 seconds remaining in overtime, and it's a full timeout, and we're gonna take it with them. 57.9 remaining, inbound in to Quadjan. Quadjan up top to Martelise. Trap comes, Martelise gets out to Buba. Buba to Ebet, back up top to Quadjan. They're in a force, Timpanogos to foul him. Martelise cross court, Ebet, now Quadjan. Thought Quadjan was go hard to the hole, and then they foul him. And it'll be Quadjan shooting 1-1. Quadjan made the first, buries the second. 62-59, 41.3 remaining. 2 timeouts left for Timpanogos. Possession arrow belongs to Timpanogos. Here's Alpin. Down the floor now with the Timberwolves. Coach Engel calling out plays. Pickett hands back to Pickett for three. Leaves it short, and Ebet with the board. And Bushman Ebet will go to the line. A double bonus with 23.8 seconds remaining. Ebet missed the first, has one more. And hits the second. 4-point game, 23.8 remaining. And timeout, Coach Engel. Out of the timeout, 21.7 remaining. Quick down the floor with Alpin. They got to score quickly. Alpin will drive the lane. Out to Melville for three. Back rim. And saved in by Martelise. And Martelise gets it to Bushman Ebet. And the Kearns Cougars are going to come from behind, down double digits, to move on to the second round. Ebet got the first.
and hits the second. 69-55. Up the floor with Timpanogos and Alphen. Loses the handle. Here goes Ebet. Throws it down with some thunder. Bushman Ebet with an exclamation point on the comeback and win for the Kearns Cougars. He put a little something extra on that one. The Roy faithful went nuts on that one. 4 seconds remaining after that Ebet dunk. Alphen at the horn, and it's a comeback win for Kearns.
The final score, Kearns 67, Timpanogos.
Timpanogos up double digits multiple times and just could not hang on as Kearns
Representing their region here.
made the comeback, took the lead, and held on in double overtime. What a classic here in the first round of the 4A state tournament. Kearns will move on and play Logan on Thursday. Again, our final score, Kearns 67. Timpanogos 59. Stay tuned for our post-game wrap-up and our Nudge Player of the Game selection. And welcome back in the D Event Center. Our final score, the Kearns Cougars 67 and Timpanogos Timberwolves 59 in double overtime. What a comeback and what a win for the Kearns Cougars. This whole game was controlled by Timpanogos, and we really got to tip a cap to Tanner Melville, who came out and had a spectacular game at 21 points, led the way for Timpanogos from the tip, got things going and playing very, very well, and just was not enough to hang on as they were up 11, trying to spread the game out, slow it down. Kearns got things moving, sped the game up, and Bushman, Ebet, and company able to come back and get the win. Well, first forced overtime, and then double overtime forced by Timpanogos, and then Kearns able to pull away in double overtime. And our Nudge Player of the Game is going to go to Bushman Ebet. Could have gone on Quadrin, but I thought Ebet made the plays. He had the steals. He did a lot of different things other than scoring to help Kearns in this comeback, and also the lead in the second overtime. Quadrin ended up with 19. Ebet, our Nudge Player of the Game, ended up with 24. Congratulations to Timpanogos on an outstanding year. A tough way to go down when you had the game. It felt like they had it won, and things were going to go their way in the fourth quarter, but just unable to hang on. And what a comeback for Kearns. Congratulations to the Kearns Cougars moving on to the second round. They will take on Logan, and that will be a fun game on Thursday. Stay tuned and follow us here on the on live.ksl.com and DeseretNews.com, and watch that game live. It's going to be outstanding. Again, our Nudge Player of the Game, Bushman Ebet. With over 500 employees, Nudge, one of the fastest growing companies in Utah Valley. To learn more about Nudge and his community outreach programs, go to www.nudge.com. Again, our final score, Kearns 67, Timpanogos 59. For Vince Francis, Thompson Coles, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us and watching High School Rewind's coverage of the 2015 4A Boys State Championship Basketball Tournament, presented on live.ksl.com, DeseretNews.com, and anytime on Xfinity On Demand.